King Ahaziah of Israel had a really bad day. He slipped from his palace window and landed hard, ouch. Badly injured and scared, he sent messengers to ask a false god if he'd ever recover. But God wasn't silent. He sent his own messenger, a wild-looking prophet, wrapped in a hairy cloak with a leather belt, eyes blazing like fire. The prophet stopped the king's messengers and said, "Is there no God in Israel that you must ask foreign idols? Go back and tell your king, he will not rise from that bed." When King Ahaziah heard the message, he was furious. "Go arrest that man," he ordered. So 50 soldiers marched up the rocky hill where the prophet stood. "Man of God, come down," they shouted. The prophet calmly replied, "If I am a man of God, may fire come down from heaven." Suddenly, whoosh, fire blazed from the sky and the soldiers were gone in an instant. But the king didn't give up. He sent another 50 men. They said the same thing, and once again, fire fell from heaven. Maybe the king should have learned the first time. Then came a third captain, trembling with fear. He knelt before the prophet and said, "Please, spare our lives." The prophet nodded, finally finding someone humble enough to listen. He followed them to the king's palace and spoke God's message once more. "You will not leave this bed, because you turned from the Lord." And just as God said, the king never rose again. Sometime later, that same prophet walked beside his young helper along the Jordan River. He struck the water with his cloak, and whoosh, the river split in two. As they crossed, a mighty whirlwind began to roar. Then, from the heavens, came a chariot of fire pulled by fiery horses. In a burst of light and wind, the prophet was carried up to heaven, leaving only his cloak fluttering down to his helper's feet. The young man picked it up, heart pounding, and struck the water just like his master had. The river parted again. The same God who sent fire from heaven was still with him, because when God chooses someone, his fire never goes out.